Hello everyone, thank you for being here today. On behalf of TSI, we'd like to thank you for selecting us as your supplier of solutions for supply chain systems. With this kickoff meeting, we will start a very exciting journey, and I know we're gonna have fun and work hard together. I would like to go over the agenda first. I'm gonna have everyone introduce himself to the team. Then we're gonna go over the project overview, move on to the project scope and technical expectations. I'm gonna set the table for communication protocols, and I'm gonna discuss the timeline, budget, and payment milestones. And then I'm gonna share some action items and open up for a Q&A session, which we're gonna be closing the meeting with. Here we have the eOrange team. Mr. Jeff Moss is the project sponsor, is the VP of Supply Chain. Paul Mueller is the Director of Supply Chain Systems. Joe Penn, Manager of System Integration. Marta LaCroix is the Manager of HR Operations. And then on the TSI consulting firm side, it's me, Daniel Romero, as the Project Manager. Mr. Martin Vara is going to be the lead developer and subject matter expert for this project. And then we have Tim Coombs and Teresa Wayne, both senior consultants of software. Project overview. So how the logistics operation is set up right now, we have $1 million shipments a week going to end customers, and more than 100,000 shipments moving from suppliers to support our supply chain base. Then we have more than 50 transportation companies and more than 10 different platforms which eOrange is tracking. The problem is that this creates confusion and challenges. It's not easy to go and track one shipment using a single tool and to identify impacts of delays in inventory and in material planning activities. So the need is to have one consolidated tool that allows anyone to track any shipment that is moving across our supply chain. And with that, our main objective is to create and implement a web-based platform where the supply chain operations team will be able to track all shipments in transit live. For that, we have specific objectives. One of them is to complete API integration with all carriers and public institutions that provide location status updates. Then the release and launch of a web platform and test of user experience and technical performance. That's objective number 2. And objective number 3 is to develop a maintenance plan and guidelines for eOrange to support the system after the implementation and after TSI is no longer on site. In terms of the team roles and responsibilities, again, I'm the project manager, and I'm going to work as the engagement management or manager for this project. And I'm going to be directly working with Mr. Mueller and Mr. Moss. Martin is our lead developer and subject matter expert for this project, so he's going to lead the design architecture and he's going to coordinate with eOrange IT team. Tim Kuhn and Teresa Wayne are going to be leading the software development and coordinating the customized implementation of it. Mr. Moss, he reports directly to CFO and CEO, and he's going to be granting resources and approving budget for the project. Paul Mueller, he's the one who's going to provide human resource allocation from the IT team to work on this project. Mr. John Penn is gonna be challenging our assumptions and redirecting our efforts to meet the technical requirements of eOrange for this project. And Marta, she's gonna provide assistance in finding resources to onboard to this project. In terms of project scope and technical expectations, we're gonna have a platform that is web-based, HTML. The API integration is going to happen in JSON format. We need direct integration with ERP systems, specifically for material resource planning and inventory management system. We need a mobile version for this platform, as well as updates every 15 minutes from different providers. Then in terms of the user experience, we need a map that shows all the shipments in one single view, and then color code to identify late shipments and shipments that are not communicating, and different many other categories. Then we need to focus our design on branding standards for eOrange, and we need direct links to go from ERP systems to the tracking platform and vice versa. Also, we need a live chat to support any technical issues that are happening after the implementation is complete. Then in terms of the communication protocol, there are different wranglings. So one is the strategic communication, which is going to happen between me and the project sponsor and director of supply chain. Mr. Mueller and Mr. Moss are going to have monthly checkpoints with me. Our communication with your management team is going to happen via email, and as well as with weekly meetings, and those meetings are going to take place on site. Our development teams are going to interact with each other on a daily basis. They're going to have daily touch points to organize the structure of the day, as well as periodical meetings to report to me as a project manager and to the management team in eOrange. And then finally, our technical internal communication is going to happen through Skype, Slack, and email, and is going to be the one we're going to use to delegate some tasks to our developers in the headquarters. In terms of the project timeline, we're going to spend the first 4 months working on architecture, design, and planning to develop our MVP, or minimal viable product. And then after that, we're going to have 2 months to test that MVP, and afterwards, after getting the feedback from the users and from the technical side, we're going to improve and find more features to incorporate and more opportunities to redirect our development efforts, as well as increase product quality. And after that, we should have a final version by July 15 next year, and this final version is going to go over the same testing as the MVP for 3 months, and then after 3 months we should be able to launch the platform, as well as provide you with a technical maintenance guide. In terms of the budget, we have a total budget of $3.5 million with an initial investment today of $500,000. This we're going to use to develop the MVP, and then after that, after getting feedback and validation of the MVP, we're going to get in April for $1 million to continue the development and incorporation of new features, or the final version. And then once the final version is completed, we're going to have $500,000 for testing purposes. And once we deliver and launch the platform and provide you with the maintenance guide, we're going to have the final payment of $1.5 million. Action items after this meeting are going to have scheduled meetings with the IT team to define technical specifications and resource disposition. So that's going to happen on Wednesday. We're going to run many interviews with the users of your ERP system and tracking tools to identify the best way to display or to develop an interface. And then we're going to have we're going to spend the next 15 days in designing the architecture of the platform, and then we're going to present afterwards. And today, after this meeting, I'm going to set up the meeting calendar to block the time slots specifically from Mr. Moss and Mr. Mueller for the full year of this project. And now, if I would like to open it up for Q&A. and also appreciate your support again, and just say that this is going to be a very exciting journey. Thank you.